Welcome back, dear listeners. And today is a very special episode because it is the final and the 10th episode in the leadership and storytelling series that we have been talking about. In the previous 9 episodes, we talked about so many things, right from how to make your story plots to how to understand your audience, what is the best way for communication, how to use data, how to use visuals, how to manage metaphors, and also about how you can involve the culture of the audience in when you are talking. So many things we have spoken about. Today, it's about you, how leaders can weave their personal incidents into narratives that can inspire, motivate, and move their colleagues, their teams, their organizations, and even their country. And why do personal stories matter so much? It is because people do not follow strategies, they follow their leaders. Take Satya Nadella. When he took over Microsoft, the company was having a toxic culture, a fixed mindset. He did not open up Excel sheets or issue mandates. Instead, he took them back to the time when he was a new father and how he managed his differently abled son, where he learned all about empathy, how about understanding the needs of the other person. The story wasn't about technology at all, it was about empathy. And it transformed the Microsoft culture into the area of inclusivity, accessibility, a culture that supported innovation to no end. And you know where it took Microsoft. Or take Vineet Nair of HCL. His policy, I'll say the bold policy of employees first, I repeat, employees first and customers second, rose out of his own experiences with some rigid bureaucracy in his career. He faced innumerous problems as a young manager, and he had taken a vow to improve the system as and when he can. His story of being stifled by his employers turned into a story of transformation, a story which transformed 80,000 employees of HCL and set up a system which is even followed today. Mind it, both leaders showed one very, very important aspect. When your story is authentic, people do not just align with your words, they align with you. So, how do you craft such a story? I wish to take you back to my podcast on plots and understanding a story. And every story has three parts. The first is setup as to what was your feeling initially. Second is the conflict. It is about what problems you faced and how did you manage them. And the third is about resolution. It is how you want to convey to others as to how you overcome your problems and what is a lesson for them. Suppose you scored very less marks in your JEE entrance exams and you had to drop a year. Now, don't hide that fact, state it openly. Set up. You were untested, you were ambitious, and you were overconfident. You didn't realize what it takes to get through the JEE. The conflict. You scored low marks while others scored high. So you had that feeling of that sinking feeling, and you felt that others were far better than you. You were down in the dumps. The resolution, you fought back. You said that I am worth much more. You took mentorship, you took guidance, and you ensured that your failure became the foundation of your leadership style. When you share such moments, you share a very important aspect, that it is not about perfection, it is about being human. You project humanity, and that is what inspires others. And remember, the tools that we have practiced earlier in our previous podcasts: magnetic communication, be simple, be brief, and be clear. Know your audience. You should study your audience so much that you should know them more than your mother. I'm just joking. Metaphor machine. Use metaphors in your narratives, like empathy is fuel, or hierarchy is a cage. Data storytelling. Use your data intelligently. Convert it into a narrative which impels people to listen to it. Visual storytelling. Draw a sketch, take a photograph, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And when you make it visual, it's worth 100,000 words. Cross culture storytelling. Remember the culture of your audience. If you know that, you will empower them. If you don't, you will be speaking to a deaf wall. Think of your story as a bridge. Your narration is the bridge. Your experiences are the anchor, and your audience, the people whom you want to convince, are the far shore. Tonight, take a journal, sit with it, and think upon a number of incidents that have happened in your life before. They need not be dramatic incidents. They could be a moment of failure, a chance meeting, or a childhood activity. All these can have some wisdom in them, which would be a part of your narrative. Then shape these stories, or stitch these stories into a narrative using the SCQA model: the situation, the complication, the question, and the answer. Or it could simply be the setup, the complication, and the resolution. And once your story is ready, begin sharing them in a safe space. It could be a huddle, it could be your close family, it could be your set of friends, or it could be a small gathering. And watch how the audience responds to your narrative. If required, tweak it and make it powerful. As we close the series, let's remember, from understanding your audience to metaphors, from leveraging data to making visuals, we have discovered that stories are not just an accessory to leadership, they are leadership. But the most powerful stories that you can ever tell are about yourself, not because you want to glorify your activities, but to remind others that leadership is human, vulnerable, and purposeful. And this is not the end. I wish to tell you that I will shortly be starting a next set of podcasts. It is about artificial intelligence, leadership, and storytelling, the interface between them, how technology shapes narratives, and how leaders can humanize AI by stories of trust and belief. To launch this new podcast, I will be going live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. We will dive into this topic together. I wish you to be there with me. Thank you for walking this journey with me over the 10 episodes. May your stories continue to inspire and connect, because the world doesn't just need leaders who act, it needs leaders who can weave stories that can move all of us. Until we meet again, keep storytelling, keep leading, and join me as we step into the world of artificial intelligence, leadership, and storytelling. Goodbye.